what a matchup we have for you. Part of what makes this the best sport in the world, a rivalry game. A time where no matter what the record or the season outlook, a win in this one solves all problems and gets you those valuable bragging rights. Glad to have you with us in Evanston, Illinois. Ryan Field, home of the Northwestern Wildcats. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 24th ranked team in the land, the Northwestern. Northwestern as the kickoff team on the field as we are about ready to start. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Michigan's offense will go to work first. Last time these two rivals got together, guys, there were hurt feelings and some dead fish handshakes in the aftermath, and this might be just the recipe to cook up some revenge, Jesse.
Well, they're going to be motivated, that's for sure. The losing team, they have been hearing about that blowout loss now for a very long time. They had this game circled, David, all offseason, hoping to get that payback.
Oh, man, you get all the quotes, all the people talking about all those blowhards on all the different networks, i.e. us, talking about how bad it was and how embarrassing it was, and now you get a chance to get some payback. They're excited.
Unloads to the wideout. He's open on the right. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Dropping back, it's Underwood. That's caught. It's Marsh. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. Back to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. Couldn't quite get the huge play on that one, but he goes out of bounds at the 37. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. They get to him as he throws. What a nice connection. Knocked down immediately, and they've got it at the 25. The give to the tailback. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. And the Wolverines with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Give to the back. Spins away from the defense. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Snap in the shotgun. Trying to bowl his way in. Touchdown, Michigan! And they strike first.
You talk about ball control offense. This offense just held the ball for the whole first quarter and then some. Strung a drive together, making the great plays when they needed them. That's a great opening statement from this offense.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. They put together an 81-yard drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Northwestern's offense will get the ball for the first time. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass and coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the face.
Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Man, that's not the attempt you wanted to start the game. First pass of the game, interception. Man, this is where you go over the sidelines. You have a good talk with your coach. You settle down. It's not the end of the world. It's one pass, but that is not the start he had in mind today.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Takes the handoff. It's Haynes. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They'll move the tight end. Looking downfield, it's Underwood. Right on the money. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The Wolverines come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking downfield on first down. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Finds his big tight end. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Wolverines! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. So they were handed a golden opportunity. Drive covers 25 yards. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Here comes the heat. And he is sacked as the defense adds a little emphasis to wrap up this first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
And the Wolverines will kick it off to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Wildcats have it back. The Northwestern offense headed out. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think then if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Quickly to the tight end. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Northwestern ready to dial one up on first down. On the ground, it's Porter. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Inside a minute to go here in the third. They give it to him again. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Back to pass, it's Stone. Throws to the wideout. Connection to the right. They bring him down. He's got a first down, but that might be the final play of the third quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Looking to throw on first down. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly. Michigan has long had defenses built on discipline, carrying out their assignment, and they have done that to perfection. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. Northwestern right back to the line. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Catch inside the 25. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch. They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. From the red zone, looking for a space. Release to the back. He's got his man, makes the grab. Now the connection takes it to the 11. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. On the move, it's Porter. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the first down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. Got it in the middle, it's Porter. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. A little release to the back. And the pass is complete, but less than nothing to show for it. They're knocked down behind the line. Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. And maybe a final chance to get on the scoreboard here with a touchdown. It's 4th and goal. He wants it all. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. The decision to go for it does not pan out. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Turning it on! Picks up the first down. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The quarterback takes a knee. With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. You're looking